Welcome back to the EPA Partnership Program, and today we dive into self-motivation. This is one of my most favorite traits because it is that fire. It has to do with our most sacred energy part, invisible part of ourselves, and how we tap into it to move towards our vision day in, day out. Okay, so let's dive right in. Self-motivation helps you answer to this question. How do you deal with big challenges? How do you deal with failure? How do you deal with rejection? How do you deal with abandonment? How do you deal with the big no's and the big slaps in the face that life throws at you? That's what it answers to. In other words, it is often thought about as emotional resilience, the ability of your client to take in a setback and then rise up with more strength to move forward towards their dreams, their vision, their goals. Okay, and the first thing that we need to understand is this trait shows us whether the person has an exogenous self-motivation or an endogenous self-motivation. So the self-motivation trait measures how much a person believes in themselves and in their ability to succeed in their professional life. Endogenous. So I believe in myself. I believe I have the resources. I believe I can do it. That's an endogenous self-motivation. An individual is motivated because they feel they can achieve a goal. It's a certainty. It's a self-reliance. It's a strong-rooted belief that we can do it. However, if you do not believe in your potential and in your current or future abilities, you will not take action, and others will have to convince you that you can do it. This means exogenous motivation. I need to be fire started from the outside. I need to be assured. I need to be motivated. I need to be activated. I need to be reassured from other people to believe in my goal, believe in ideas, believe in what I want to move forward. So above zero, motivation is endogenous. Below zero, it becomes exogenous. But as you will see in a future slide, there's a scale, obviously, of endogenous motivation. And we want to help our client get to the optimal level. So what does this trait show us? Self-motivation indicates how much a person believes in their potential and ability to achieve their goals and overcome personal and professional challenges. It also indicates how much the individual is able to inspire other people. So obviously, if we know that we have what it takes, or if we don't have it, we can install it or insert it or learn it, then this energy level, this positive energy level, will be really high, and we will be able to share it and influence other people through it. So this is true from a score of 40 upwards. While from 0 to 40, the person is self-motivated, it has endogenous motivation, but does not always manage to inspire others. And how is this interesting? Because if I'm recruiting to have a team leader has to have a high self-motivation because it has to keep himself or herself in a high emotional space, but it also has to positively influence others through this positive emotional space. So it basically indicates a predisposition to have the level of motivation, ambition, and self-confidence necessary for a leadership position. If your clients are made up of solopreneurs like me, this is extremely useful because a solopreneur needs to believe in his or her project above all else, even when they get rejected, even when they don't get what they want, even when they lose a client, even when they lose an opportunity. Those are big slaps in the face. And so solopreneurs if you have clients like that, you need to really help them work on their endogenous self-motivation to be really high. Okay. Sometimes felt self-motivation is low because we've all had things go south for us. We've all had projects that have failed, goals that we never reached. So the way that we have dealt with past failures has a strong impact on our self-motivation today. I go back to emotional resilience. Okay. If you are a person of faith, that's where it would come in. It would come in this trait. Faith fuels our emotional resilience, also our self-confidence, also confidence in life, confidence in people, confidence in the world. Okay, so faith would come in here. And if you have faith, it helps you move through failure experiences, okay? But if sometimes people don't have faith, or people have failed so many times, and they may have accepted that program as the only program possible. And so some people may unconsciously still be stuck on failed goals, on all that hasn't worked from the past that they have not accepted and overcome. So they're stuck in that program of failure. This emotional state focuses the person on a feeling of not able to get that. I'm not able to have that. I'm not worthy of it. There's no way I can do that. There's no way that's for me. Okay, there are many phrases that your clients can tell you because they have accepted a failure model from the past as part of their program that they keep using today. Okay, this compromises their self-confidence, their self-reliance, their growth mindset, their dreams, and everything else that has to do with self-motivation. So as we will see more clearly as we progress along this path of self-awareness that is the EPA test, the presence of people with the motivating communication can accentuate the feeling described above. Meaning that, and we will see that in a few lessons, if you are in a toxic relationship environment, it is harder to keep that fire going and believe in your dreams, in your abilities, in your resources. You simply believe that you are worthy of it and that you should go for it. Okay, and this is why our role is so important in reminding them, doing this work with them when we have a client who has a low trait.